The song you're singing at the Grammys is about Katrina, right? In that song you write, I knew some people who were in that pool, right? Are you still angry about it?
Angry isn't the word.
So what happened to the levees? Why wasn't they steady? Why wasn't they able to control this? I know some folk that live by the levee that keep on telling me they heard explosions.
Nearly 2 decades later, Hurricane Katrina still leaves a mark, not just on the Gulf Coast, but in the minds of the people who lived through it. In this video, we hear raw, unfiltered voices reflecting on what really happened and what was never made right.
You mean to tell me this man had to get on a bus and leave his unalived mother in a fucking wheelchair? Please tell me y'all watching the Hurricane Katrina documentary on Disney+. If I'm not mistaken, it was directed by Ryan Coogler. But I digress. I think why I'm so motherfucking mad is because the news that we were getting from the media wasn't shit compared to what the fuck they really was going through. The shit that we were being fed was some fake fuck ass shit. All rumors. But to see what these people really fucking went through, how the focus stopped being help the people to fucking shoot the people, cage the people. Yo, I'm so motherfucking mad. I have so many issues with how this shit was handled from the very fucking beginning, bitch, to the building of the levees. I cannot say what I really want to motherfucking say because this video will be banned and my account will be suspended. Babies ain't got no milk, elderly ain't got no medicine, and y'all worried about a fucking store? Fuck that store. What about the people? Let's talk about how they fucking cut off their last possible option for evacuation, the bridge. Oprah. Yeah. Let's talk about the side of New Orleans that did not get flooded. How the fucking vigilantes were just running around looking for fucking looters or just fucking with black people for no reason. Are you kidding me? Riding around shooting motherfuckers, talking about something. If you're looting, we're shooting. FEMA who? FEMA what? Bitch, FEMA why? Y'all please go watch that motherfucking documentary on Disney+. Thank you.
Everyone hates the government, everybody hates the media, but y'all will never seem to admit that Kanye West was never crazy and he's always been right. Sure, the shit that he's saying is out of pocket, but let's be honest, motherfucker has never told a lie. During the Hurricane Katrina shit, y'all made fun of him for saying George Bush didn't care about black people. Come to find out, this motherfucker genuinely did not give a shit about black people. When he was telling people that the Jews had most of these celebrities in 360 deal type contracts and they were forced to speak bad on Palestine, y'all motherfuckers looked at him crazy when he made that HH song. Whole time he was telling the truth. Them Jewish motherfuckers was profiting off of the death of Palestinian kids and also profiting off of the death of black people and their struggles. And y'all thought this bro was a weirdo. Y'all thought this motherfucker was crazy. Whole time he was right the entire time. Y'all swear y'all hate the government, y'all swear y'all hate the media, but y'all the first one to believe the bullshit that comes out of their mouth. Out here saying bro is crazy. That motherfucker was telling the truth.
Let me hold your hand when I say this. Give me your hand. I can hold it. All right, now that I got it, the hurricane, all of these, I don't want to offend anybody because it is important to us and like, you know, the black culture and stuff, but the Hurricane Katrina videos, everything is a distraction from something that's about to happen, another big storm or something that they about to do, the government, or something that already is happening right now and we don't know about it because they're distracting us with the documentaries, just like they was distracting us with the Diddy case, just like they was distracting everybody with the Love Island. They don't ever distract me because I'm not no goofy and I'm wide awake. Yeah, I smoke, I do all of that, but I'm awake. I'm wide awake. Yeah, I be wide awake. I'm so deep in the shit, I be thinking, is these niggas in black trucks looking at me? Like, for real, for real. Y'all need to wake up. This whole shit is a distraction. Everything is a distraction. I don't know what the distraction is from. Maybe the Lion Gate portal being open. Who knows? Everything is a distraction. Wake up.
People of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
Damn! In the past few days.
So looking at that Hurricane Katrina documentary, and I'm just wondering, how y'all get a news crew out there before a rescue team? Now, we all saw it. Reporters broadcasted from the rooftops showing families stranded for days, but somehow the rescue team moved slower than the news crew. And I'll be real, I don't believe Hurricane Katrina was a natural disaster. Could nature have played a part? Sure. Yes, but I feel as though the delayed response after was very intentional. It felt neglectful. Too many lives were lost and too many people were left stranded when there were resources that could have helped them, that could have reached them. Now y'all call it what you want, natural disaster, if that makes you sleep at night, but when an entire community is left to drown, when an entire community is left to starve, when an entire community does not have an ounce of help, but there are people recording, that's something a whole lot darker to me. It's no way y'all think this natural. I don't like. If y'all want to believe that, believe it, but it's just no way, bro.
Man, I just got done watching the new documentary about Katrina and no one fucking prepared me. No one prepared me. Like, they literally put them in formaldehyde trailers. The FEMA trailers that they put them in were filled with formaldehyde in the walls of the trailer. There was a decapitated child found in the bathrooms of the fucking dome. Like, the shit that was going on. They put prisoners in the same area that they put civilians. They didn't give a fuck about anybody but themselves. And the fact that they called us savages and looters, how the fuck doesn't this shit make you emotional? And the fact that learning about the history, they did this same shit in the 1960s. They did this same exact shit, and everybody, all the locals knew exactly what the fuck they were doing. They knew that they were trying to make New Orleans the fifth ward, the fourth. They knew they were trying to make it into Lake Lanier. They knew they were trying to Lake Lanier the fucking whole community. The government erased an entire community of black people in the 1960s because they wanted to preserve the rich area of New Orleans. That's why. Literally. If y'all don't believe me, get this book, Black AF History, the unwhitewashed version of history, because honestly, they whitewash everything in these fucking history books, and that's why they're trying to get rid of this book, and that's why so many people are trying to even report the book. They teach this stuff in this book because at the end of the day, nobody else is doing it, and the fact that this man right here, Michael Harriot, is brave enough to write a book like this and expose the shit that's going on and expose the shit that they did, man, he deserves all the fucking support for that shit. So anybody who has anything to say, I'm just going to block you. FEMA is just as responsible for this shit as anyone else because FEMA didn't do shit but give people formaldehyde-filled trailers. People were sick. People were losing their eyesight. People were hospitalized, dying after the fucking hurricane because they were living in a place where they had nowhere else to go. They had to live in these trailers. This was a trailer community. And a lot of them were moved to a different part, displaced to Texas. And even there, they were being... You know, it was a lot of shit going on, racial shit. People were literally surviving because they had nothing else to do but fucking survive. My heart goes out to every fucking victim of Katrina because at the end of the day, they deserve every bit of reparations that they have not received. And they should be receiving thousands of dollars from the government in back pay because we all know George Bush doesn't give a fuck about black people, nor does the United States government. If y'all want to read about this shit, get this book off the TikTok shop. Right now it's on sale for under $18 or grab it from your local library, wherever the fuck you can find it. I really don't care. But learn about this shit because history, all it does is really repeat itself.
Hey, say to everybody from Louisiana, maturing is realizing that the shit that Katrina did in the fucking flood of 2016, bitch, the government trying to fuck over the black people in Louisiana. But hey, this is all for entertainment purpose, you hear?
Man, listen, if y'all haven't seen the Hurricane Katrina documentary, it's on Hulu. Go watch it now. Or watch it when you get a chance. When I say it is crazy what actually happened to them people down there. When I say they had vigilantes who wasn't even police, and even the police was down there killing folks. Bro, like y'all just gotta go watch it, man. I did not know it was that deep as far as beyond what happened during the storm. Y'all just gotta go watch it, man. It's on Hulu. The Hurricane Katrina documentary. It's like 5 episodes. Go watch it, man. Trust me. Because I think it was pretty much just like a test to see how far the government and media could push things. Just go check it out, man. I'm telling you, it'll open your eyes up.
You can see exactly where a person is. That means a person's house, a person's car. You can see anywhere a person is at that moment. And you see my shit right there? You see it says not sharing, right? But if you look on that map and you zoom, you can see exactly where I'm at. That's not good. Instagram is about to get a lot of people on some bullshit. But you heard it here first. But like I said, please don't shoot the messenger. I'm out.
I keep hearing so much about this Hurricane Katrina documentary. So you mean to tell me this was never a natural disaster? And this whole entire time, schools teaching us about natural disasters, they're talking about the hurricanes. They've been feeding us fake knowledge this whole entire time. This was to get rid of people, to execute them. Like, I'm hearing so much crazy stuff about Hurricane Katrina, and it's so, like, unrealistic. Somebody said there was a baby floating on the water. A lady was in a boat, and the baby was just floating on the water. This lady said that she called 911, and apparently 911 wasn't available, so they just had to be there trapped. They said men in prison were getting released, and they were raping people. They would take them in the dark, and they would rape them. And somehow 90 other countries request to help out America, and America say no, they denied the request to help them. And it's just like, how? Why? People were literally on top of roofs, not knowing if they were going to live or survive that so-called hurricane. And it's just like, it was a setup this whole entire time. Y'all was basically trying to wipe out the population. I have to go personally watch the documentary for myself, which I'm going to get on that as soon as possible, because it just sounds very unrealistic, because we've been fed bullshit all this time. Thanks to TikTok, we know the real truth about the Hurricane Katrina. Like, that is crazy. America is a bullshit ass country, like, literally.
Everybody want to capitalize on these Katrina documentaries. Man, fuck y'all. We know what the fuck we went through, bitch. That shit was purposely done by the government to run us out. Now all the fucking rent prices then jacked up in the city. Fuck y'all.
What do you mean if it moved, you shot it? What? Are we serious, bro? What? What? Like, bro, this is like scary movie, horror film type shit. Like Dead by Daylight type shit. What the fuck?
And all I'm not understanding is, why did y'all tell them to evacuate the city the same day the storm is coming? Nobody, you couldn't let niggas know on a Tuesday? They just said they pay rent.
Yeah, you don't pick where your kids go to school, you don't pick where you live, and you don't pick where you go to the doctor, if you can get to see one.
So many of these people, almost all of them that we see, are so poor and they are so black, and this is going to raise questions for people who are watching this story unfold.
Dude, there's people at the Superdome telling stories on here, man. They going into a restroom with all the lights out. You know, prisoners had to get released and all type of shit, so it's them on the streets right now. Bro, they're hiding in the bathroom, raping women and kids. They said it was a kid decapitated in the bathroom for days. Women are going through their cycles. People are shitting and pissing everywhere in this dome. This shit is so insane, bro. This man said they opened the flaps on the wind machine. Like, what are you talking about, man? Bro, this woman said she's riding in a boat and just sees a baby floating in the water. Why was this happening, man? This sounds like fucking hell, bro. I have never heard no shit like this in my fucking life, bro. I cannot believe people went through this shit and they are able to talk about this. Like, y'all are the strongest warriors on earth right now, because this might be the worst tragedy ever. And it's people that can get on the app and tell what happened, bro. It's 20 years later and people are saying they are still affected by that shit, man. And I'm just over here going through so many different emotions. Like, I'm pissed, I'm sad, I want to cry for y'all. I'm like, bro, this is insane. And it's 20 years later and now everyone can get on the app. That's the difference between this tragedy and a lot of past tragedies. A lot of them people didn't survive them past tragedies. It's a lot of people that died with the Hurricane Katrina, but it's a lot of people that can tell their story also. And man, I feel for y'all.
I don't know if I'm the only one in this Hurricane Katrina rabbit hole, but this might be the saddest shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm learning so much that I didn't know. School didn't teach me about. The way America, the books in school try to portray it, was more than just a natural disaster. They tried to Lake Lanier, New Orleans. And I'm just listening to everybody's stories. Some of the people who did survive and tried to escape safer places were racist. Some who were already there, some who came there just to prevent black people from safety. They were shooting innocent black people. Dude was telling a story. Dude somehow got to safety. It was literally the block his house is on. A group of white people prevented him from going to his house. He had to beg on his knees just to live. Why wasn't Bush prepared? Didn't even want to help black people? Then he had the nerve to post that weak ass photo in the air looking down on New Orleans in that jet. Kanye was right about that nigga. And people talking about their PTSD and trauma from it, that's something that will never go away. For people talking about how they can still smell the smell. Mildew, mold, dead bodies. Hot, scorching sun hitting dead bodies. Everything rotting. There's this dude talking about how he's seen like a couple fucking gators in the water. In the midst of everyone in the water trying to swim to somewhere higher place of safety. The water was at least fucking 10 to 15 feet. Yeah, that's damn near more than 2 Shaquille O'Neals. This is not calm water. This is hard rushing water. 180 mile per hour winds. Then I finally got to the part where they were talking about the Superdome. Escaped prison convict. Not only did they leave all the prisoners there, stuck in the prison, just forgot about them. Some of them got a chance to escape, but some of them who escaped were the worst ones. Once they got free, they started committing the most heinous acts. Murder, raping, anything you could think of. Now, not all of them, but some of them. And a lot of them drowned in that prison, in their cell. Nobody came to help. No one let them out. Just drowned. And then the Superdome part really, no one will ever be able to relate to anybody that experienced Hurricane Katrina. Nobody. Like I said earlier, America portrayed it like, oh, everybody was in the Superdome. At least it was a safe place. That shit was hell, according to y'all in the stories. There was a child found decapitated and raped in a bathroom. Multiple women being people unaliving themselves, people unaliving other people, fecal matter everywhere, terrible living space, no food, people fighting, and they never talked about these things. There were even some things they could talk about. There's this black man was telling a story, some dude was telling a story. His name was like Jay Godin or Jay Gibbons, I forgot. He took a school bus that was left behind, saved hundreds or close to 1,000 people with that bus. We drive it to New Orleans, back to Houston, back and forth. Let alone that, they said they heard from people that were close to the levee, it sounded like explosions. From what I know, pressure built up. It sound like an explosion. It sound like gunshots. Very much feasible. What they said to their ears, all at one time. Multiple explosions. He did try to Lake Lanier, New Orleans, bro. And I've been hearing so many more stories. And I have family from New Orleans. People who lived through this. But they never really talked about it, or we never talked about it. I mean, I was young. Wasn't for me to talk about. Still wasn't for me to, talk about with them. That's their experience, their trauma. It's crazy how much I'm just learning about this shit, man. It bothers me that a lot of people still don't get closure. There are hundreds of missing bodies. Still. There's still places in New Orleans haven't been touched since Katrina hit. Houses still broken, not rebuilt. People not living over there. Jobs gone. This isn't something that's, it happened 20 years ago. It's still affecting them to this day. Affecting people to this day. People had to move on with their lives. Leave New Orleans. Start a new life somewhere else. Nah, this is crazy, bro.
Did y'all hear about all of the women and children that were raped and decapitated in the Superdome during Hurricane Katrina? Yes, and a lot of these crimes that were committed were by people that were not originally criminals before the hurricane hit. Like, y'all be side-eyeing people that's in prison, but it's a lot of people who walk in the streets that have sick, twisted things in their mind, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. And the guards were checking the women when they came into the Superdome to make sure they didn't have any weapons on them, and a lot of them didn't have anything. But my thing is, if you're gonna remove my weapons, take my weapons, make sure I don't have anything, you need to be protecting me as well. Like, y'all wanted these people to get hurt. I'm talking about kids were not even safe going to the bathroom. Like, it was morbid. Then they were storing all of the unalived and, decapitated bodies inside of the freezer, and then sat up here and lied to us. A lot of the people that were running The Superdome said that a lot of the unalivings that happened there were not crime related. Why did y'all lie like that? Like, women and children being raped and decapitated, how was that not crime related? They definitely didn't pass away from the hurricane. Like, y'all are sick. These people were in a state of crisis and y'all took advantage of them. Like, sick.
That was not a hurricane. That was not a natural disaster. That was mass genocide. That was all about a land grab. That was all about gentrification. This reminds me of exactly what happened in Oscarville, Georgia, when it was flooded and they created Lake Lanier. 20 years later, and the truth is finally starting to come to the light. Everything the media told us 20 years ago was an absolute lie. Ryan Coogler just recently came out with a documentary regarding Hurricane Katrina, and it exposed so many things that a lot of us knew for so long. Not only that, there are so many survivors speaking out on TikTok that are sharing their stories. And when I tell you, it is gut-wrenching, it is horrifying, it is horrific. These people lived an absolute nightmare, okay? All I'm going to say is, if you have not watched this documentary, please go watch it. Follow the hashtag, y'all. These stories are so mind-blowing that I can't even put them into words right now. It's unreal, y'all. Heartbreaking. That's all I'm going to say.
When it comes to this Hurricane Katrina shit, when Kanye West said black people are choosing to be slaves, he was not lying. Because when people watch this documentary, they're going to prove him right. They're not about to have nearly enough. You see how I'm emphasizing? It's not about to be even close to enough outrage that they should have. Bro, that documentary started off with that man holding a baby. They said people were dying from jumping in the water and being impaled. If you didn't get impaled, there's alligators in there. If you didn't get bit by or ate by an alligator, there was water that could drown you because it was moving, and there was stuff in the water also, apart from alligators. If you didn't die from that, you possibly had your head blown off by the first responders who were sent in, not to help, but to literally blow people's heads off, who were boasting about it, right? And if not them, the Klan members who were boasting about it as well. Oh, if it moved, we shot it. Not to forget, this documentary is on National Geographic, the same National Geographic that does documentary on animals. Anybody could have done this documentary. Mind you, they sent in a film crew instead of help. You're not going to tell me this is not a coordinated attack. See, I'm somebody who believes that the government controls the weather. So I'm already counting them in for the hurricane also. But finding out that the levees broke, that's sabotage too. I'm already knowing. But then the fact that, they told people they couldn't leave. Oh. And then they wouldn't give them help. Oh. And then they sent in the first responders to attack these people for trying to survive. Oh. You gonna tell me that wasn't a coordinated attack? And I'm telling people, y'all not gonna have nearly enough rage. It'd be one thing if we watched a documentary on how they just neglected us. Dude, they attacked us. They literally attacked us in so many ways. They tried to break our spirit in so many ways. Those Katrina survivors, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
I was standing in the Omni Hotel, and the police officer up there literally said himself. He stood up there and said, I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to get up the hell up out of here. They about to blow that Dutch canal. 5 minutes later, they said the board hit the canal that busted. It wasn't a bust from the board. It was actually a bomb.
Yep. That's what it was. Hey, we all heard it. We all fucking...
America is a joke. I'm seeing that documentary about the Hurricane Katrina. And man, America is a fucking joke, bro. Those people was out there trying to survive. They called them people thugs and animals, boy. And they was being openly racist on TV, explaining what these people were doing to survive. If I lost everything overnight and I had to survive, I'm looting stores too. I'm doing what I gotta do to eat. What do they expect people to do if they're not getting no help? But then again, you get illegal immigrants over here and you give them every benefit in the book. You feed them, you house them. But when Katrina happened, y'all didn't do nothing for those folks down there. But then y'all call them thugs? Bro, I'll be, man, what, bro? Let something happen where I'm living at. I'm going to be the first one to go into the store and break into the stores to take something so I can feed my family. What are we talking about here? They will give money to an illegal immigrant before they help you because of your skin tone, because you're this, because you're black. They would help somebody else before you, even though you're a native here. It's crazy, dog.
I've been noticing that Hurricane Katrina has been trending on TikTok lately, so I thought I stay right down the street from the levee. Why not I just come show y'all the infamous levee that broke during the storm. So y'all, I'm here on North Johnson and Jordan Avenue. This is where the levee actually broke, right here. We're gonna go ahead and read this, and then after I'm done, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all the levee. The historic Lower Ninth Ward. On August 29th, 2005, actually, fun fact, I was actually born August 22nd, 2005, here in New Orleans, in this area. So y'all want a story time about that? I'm glad to give y'all that. But let's go ahead and continue. At about 7:45 a.m., the Industrial Canal flood wall, this right here, broke with an explosive sound heard by many residents near North Johnson Street and Jordan Avenue. At that time, the Lower Ninth Ward was home to 3,400 families, over 50% homeowners, isolated by man-made structures and by water. This proud neighborhood had long been a place where people of color could thrive economically by transferring home ownership from one generation to the next. Over the next decade, many struggled to rebuild, often with the help of volunteers. Oh, I didn't see this side. Actually, we're gonna read this side after I show y'all the canal. So y'all, here is the canal. This is where it broke. Man, look at this. On the other side, I would show y'all later on in another video the actual canal. I have to get on the Claiborne Bridge so y'all can see it. But there is a huge body of water on the other side, obviously. We can read this one too. Industrial Canal flood wall. The breach of the Industrial Canal and others during Hurricane Katrina created a pivotal moment in American history when flood walls designed and built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers failed. The flooding from the breach here killed hundreds, destroyed homes, toppled trees, and forever altered the fabric of the historic Lower Ninth Ward. The disaster forced the Army Corps to issue new guidelines in leave building, which improved safety for residents all across the country.
My grandma, one of y'all, if y'all out there, you heard me, and y'all hear you, sir, just let me know y'all living, you heard me, because I ain't seen y'all since Katrina hit, and I really missing y'all, you feel me, and I'm hurting. See this body right here? That woman been dead since Tuesday.
There's 6 bodies upstairs on the 3rd floor, and another lady laying on the floor by the lady's bathroom dead. It's just terrible. It's an awful situation to have to live in.